going to the Dupoka ball today, and this is what I'm wearing. I'm gonna wear a sari soon. My friend's gonna come over and help me with it. I look beautiful. This is my mother's sari. If I get to speak at the union, I think this is exactly what I'm going to wear there as well. It's beautiful. That's beautiful. So I broke up with a guy that I'm seeing, and I've been spending a lot of time with my friend. I've learned things that have happened to her, and we're discussing the sort of plans we'd like to make in the future, the projects we want to work on together, and the trips we'd like to go on. And I haven't really had much time to sit alone in my room and be sad, which is important. I think it's important to feel your pain fully and to not hide from it. Because at some point, after all the hangouts and parties, you're going to be alone in your room, and I don't want that prospect to be terrifying to me because I've encountered that before. I told my friend about this, about how journaling is the way that I communicate with myself. It is the medium through which I engage in self dialogue, and how I'm trying to be more disciplined about journaling regularly. And I do think journaling is important, and I do think journaling regularly will add something to my life and help me understand myself. It is a very important medium for me to understand myself, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. It's part of my identity. I realize that there are certain things that are just me. Insomnia, journaling, these are things that are me, and they make up my identity. I think that what Rilke said is becoming more and more relevant to me. Rilke said that ask the questions now so that you may live into the answer. And what my friend suggested was that just live your life, just go about your day. You don't have to think about it too much. Perhaps you will spend a week just keeping yourself occupied and you'll realize you haven't thought about this guy that deeply. And maybe that's okay. I think this is a loss that I've undergone. It has to be processed, but I think it's also exciting that there's a space for change. Whenever I encounter loss, it allows things to flow into my life, and I'm glad that I've been able to let go of this life with him, what could have been, what it was, so that I can now let other things flow into my life. I'm realizing that reading is going to be very important for me. I used to read books and be very engaged in them. Like, I'd be reading my book and I would be so engaged in the world of the book. I'd be so engaged in what was happening. Like, it would be the shrunken world. And then when I would finish the book, I would feel like I'd done something meaningful. I would make it back into the conscious world, but I would feel like I've done something very important, very meaningful. And not because it's an impressive book or a difficult book always, but because that book contained a story and that story did something to me. It spoke to me. And storytelling is important. And I pity this guy that I just broke up with because, well, he's losing me. But he's also never really dealt with stories. He's never dealt in the sort of things I aspire to. He can't act in many honorable ways that are important to me because he doesn't even aspire to act in those ways. I'm realizing that my world is very self contained, and I heard the song lyric that I have my own house and I carry it with me wherever I go. And I really like that. And I think that's beautiful. And I'd like to work on that and think about that more deeply. There are a bunch of books that I'm really excited to read. This is the first one, which is On Women by Susan Sontag. I'm reading a lot of theory, a lot of nonfiction, which my sister advised me against. She said it might be worthwhile reading stories again. And I think I am going to do that. There are lots of novels I'd like to read, and there's this manga that I bought recently, Volume 2 of Nana. And I like the story, and maybe I like the aesthetic as well. I'd like to see where that takes me. I think reading On Women would be powerful, because Susan Sontag, from what I remember reading of her, she's a very powerful writer. She says many interesting things. I have a copy of the Paris Review. I'm very interested in not engaging in politics. I'm very interested in making Karl Marx a very irrelevant part of my life. I'm very interested in not knowing what's happening in Germany or Chechnya. I'm very interested in not familiarizing myself with the English legal system. I'm very interested in doing things that are more interesting than that, like making my paintings, which you can see right here. And then there's this painting I made over here, which is very dark, and I think it's a beautiful painting. My friend recognized me yesterday. She told me what she valued about me. That was beautiful. I'd like to give that gift to myself every day. And one of the ways I can give that gift to myself is by not becoming very well acquainted with Mr. Marx at all. So that's the plan.